Hi, everybody. Welcome in as we get your basketball back underway on a Monday at the Cooper Center in Monroeville, Alabama. I'm Robert Williamson, set to bring you the coverage in a key matchup in this one. Two teams that are tied for number one, but one will leave tonight in sole possession of second. The other will hang on to the top spot. Points and a steal and a rowdy crowd inside the Cooper Center as it is flipped over to Whitehurst, and Whitehurst off on the three try. For the Parsons, Davion Butler, Josiah Harding, Xavier Price, Jordan Turner-Durley, and Ja'Kai DeLoach on the floor to start things off. Meanwhile, the Coyotes with Ozell Purifoy, Tank Washington, Polk Reed, Elijah Pippins, and Joshua Whitehurst. And I think we're about to find out who Coach Chuck Taylor was not particularly pleased with, because less than a minute into the game, Joshua Whitehurst is coming out. And Mekhi McIntyre is in. I'm just kind of thinking that Coach wasn't particularly happy with something Whitehurst related. Out of the corner comes Purifoy. McIntyre putting up the three ball. Just a little bit strong. Rebound taken down by Price. DeLoach. Back over to DeLoach from Durley. Price leading in. Somebody got a piece of it. I'm not sure if that was Pippen or Reed. Body build would suggest to me Reed. But heck, could have been Pippen. Two high-powered offenses, but 2 minutes in, and just a couple of buckets, and both belong to the Coyotes. Second meeting between these two, the first one by the Coyotes and Boaz by one. And there is the first Snead State bucket. Butler providing the two. Purifoy over to McIntyre. That is Reed, who can hit those threes. Got the shot clock, which is out of bounds. Gerard Living into the game. Tank Washington coming out for the Coyotes. In play to Harding. My second opportunity to see the Parsons. And a chance to see them against Reed State at their homecoming, which was about a week and a half ago. McIntyre with it out front. Three minutes in, Pippins from the right to the left side. Give goes to Purifoy. He'll shoot the three off the rim. And it is out of bounds. And belongs to the Parsons. Both teams coming in with 11 and 2 marks. And those conference records eerily similar. Drive by Butler. And what makes them similar? Well, both teams have lost 2. Both teams lost one of the games in conference play in overtime. And then both of these teams lost the other game in the conference to a team, quite frankly, they shouldn't have lost to. And by 1. Coastal North lost to Bevel State by 1. Bevel State is not in the mix. They can't get in. I mean, the only way, and I don't even know if they could if everybody else lost all of their remaining conference games, if Bevel State gets in. And Snead State lost to LBW by 1 in overtime. So it's been a little interesting how these two teams got to this matchup at the Cooper Center. Living, he just powered that one in. And really continuing with the thought, Parsons lost to a contender, obviously, Coastal North. Coastal North lost to a contender, obviously, in MMI. So similar paths to an 11-2 mark. And here we go with the first media timeout. And the Coyotes with a 1-point lead.
We are the Pack. We are Coyotes. We are Coastal Alabama. This is where you'll thrive.
Butler at the line shooting, the number 1 scorer in the ACCC. Averaging better than 21 a game. And he'll tie this one up at 6. Laid in by Purifoy. Coming up at halftime. Daniel Head, the AD of all the Coastals, our guest. Off on the Butler 3 try, rebounded by Purifoy. McIntyre throws it away. And it's Price with the steal, gives to Harding. Turley, foot in the paint, gives outside to Deloach. And Deloach for 3. Purifoy with a drive, and he will get fouled. That will be Harding committing the personal. Pippin's coming back into the game for the Coyotes. And checking in for the Parsons is Wright. Wright is the 5th leading rebounder in the ACCC. 7.9 per game. You've got 2 of the top rebounding teams in the conference. Coastal North number 1, Snead State number 2. That is Pippins, and the lead seesaws back to the Coyotes. Rejected. Pippin into the corner. Missed by Winehurst, who is back into the game. And Butler will draw the foul. Butler was a 76% free throw shooter on the second best free throw shooting team in the conference. And these two teams, obviously, tied for the top spot in the conference, are amongst the leaders team-wise in just about every category. The lone category that might not be true is the free throw shooting of the Coyotes. They are number 7 in the conference in free throw shooting. Otherwise, these are two of your top 4 teams in every other statistical category. Take Washington back into the game, too. Pippins down low to Washington. And is living with it. Threw it away to Butler. Butler breaks into the paint, lays it up. It is knocked away, and Pippins will go the other way. Purifoy short. Deloach able to grab it. Turns the corner on Living, down to Butler. Leans in and cannot get the bucket, but can get the foul. So Butler shooting. Couple of teams. You want more similarities, by the way? You know those 11-2 marks, all that conference play similarities? They're riding similar win streaks. Parsons have won 6 straight. Coyotes have won 5 in a row. Well, I could hear part of that conversation. And that was the official saying something to Butler about running his mouth. Butler was a little disgruntled about something, despite the foul and the trip to the line. And apparently was a little overexpressive, at least to the officials' sentiment. Whitehurst shooting. Whitehurst a 74% free throw shooter. Second leading scorer behind Tank Washington. We are knotted up at 11. Well, it looked like for a moment they were playing that old game. What is it, Rover, Red Rover, send somebody over? It's been so long since I played the game. It's been so long since I was a kid. That may be a foul on Washington. Let's see. Yep, got a hand on Deloach. A 1-point Coyote lead. And we've got an official over at the scorer's table. And I am not sure what that conversation is about. But here's what I do know. We got the ball in play, and we're back to the action. Durley with a handoff to Butler, back to Durley. That is stolen away by Finch, who is checked into the game, lays it up, and gets hammered. Jonathan Finch, a 57% free throw shooter, is about to see what he can do with the line. I mentioned I have seen Snead State play once against Reed State at their homecoming. On that night, Durley went out with some type of ankle injury at the end of the first half and sat out the second half. So it is good to see Durley back in the lineup. Fitch getting his first. Fitch has played a larger role down the stretch for the Coyotes. Comes into the game averaging 3, but he has been more than a 3-point performer down the home stretch. Harding bringing it topside. Ray Raleigh has checked into the game. So Ray Raleigh in for the Parsons. McIntyre hand off to Whitehurst. And he'll shoot the 3. And he'll hit the 3. A 33% three-point shooter. So on average, 1 out of 3, he shoots, he makes. Harding at the elbow, kicks into the corner. Off the rim with a rolling 3. It is Wright that gets it back, puts it up, can't get it to fall. Living able to track it down, but stepped out. Stepped out of bounds on the baseline. And the Parsons will get it back. Out of the corner comes Harding. Bounced the dribble off his knee, but able to get it back. That's Butler with a really long 3. In and out. Whitehurst thinking about the 3. McIntyre hits the 3. Well, tonight we have seen the defending conference champions in D2 in women's basketball. North won it last year. Men's basketball, Snead won it last year. Timeout on the floor. It's the media break as the Coyotes grow their lead to 7.
When you're starting something new, it's never easy. You're going to make mistakes. You'll doubt yourself. But you're in a place that wants you to succeed, thrive. And soon, it will just start to feel right. Suddenly, you'll get it. Your fear will turn to confidence. First-time tasks become second nature. And what seemed impossible is right in front of your eyes. Because once the light bulb goes on, there's no turning back. You may wonder how you got here, and be glad you did. That's Coastal Alabama. This is where you'll thrive.
Well, there's a fella that's had a long day. He was here for the softball, making sure all was safe and sound. And he is here for the basketball. Jadron O'Neal has checked into the game. Meanwhile, right to the stripe. Ryan, a 45% free throw shooter, averaging 9 a game. He is the #1 shooter from the floor, though, hitting 66% of his floor shots. 0 for 2, and the rebound belongs to Reginald Como. Como into the game. Como is playing in only his 9th game this year. He's had 1 start. Washington. Como got it, then had it taken away and tried to get it back. And instead, Harding will head to the Parson end of the floor halfway through the half. Pitch to McIntyre, down low, and that's off Washington. New Parsons coming in, Price back in, DeLoach back in, and Butler. Raleigh, Durley, and Wright all leave the game. Whitehurst got a piece of the DeLoach 3. Harding from the top of the key hits it. And we're back to a bucket separating the two. That'll be tipped in. Como getting his first points. Butler off on the 3 try. Como and Price wound up on the floor, and it is Price that's going to be charged with a foul. Reached around and gripped Como and drug him to the hardwood. Whitehurst for 3. He will nail it. Back to a 7-point Coyote advantage. Harding stepping around the Como defense. Back to Harding. DeLoach for 3. Too strong. Tipped over to Price. Price. And he'll get fouled. Xavier Price, a 54% free throw shooter, averaging 7.5 a game. What is left for these teams? Well, for Coastal North, there is Chad Valley twice. Snead State has got Wallace Selma. And if you're looking at the rest of the top 6, and it is 6 teams that go, but the reason you want to be 1 or 2 is because you can skip the first day of play at Montevallo. You get a bye if you're 1 or 2. If you were 3 through 6, you're playing in the quarterfinals. Off of Como, and eventually O'Neal with a miss. McIntyre committing the foul. O'Neal, a 71% free throw shooter. So if you're looking at worst case for both teams, that of course is losing the rest of your games. And obviously where these two are concerned, you can't both lose the rest of your games. You're playing each other tonight. So the worst the winner can do, as Butler is down, that means the Coyotes have the numbers on the other end of the floor, but they throw it away. But the worst the winner can do is finish with 4 conference losses. And with 4 conference losses, there's still an opportunity for somebody to climb over you for the 1 spot. Or the 2 spot. So here's what you got to love about the ACCC. I mean, there's plenty of things. But one of them that you really like is that you can get within, what are we right now? 10 days from the conference tournament. And we don't have any of the seeding set. Timeout on the floor with 7:55 to play, half number 1.
Just about all Wayne Jones County. Diving catches shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it.
Well, on the other end of the floor, we were focusing on a fellow who's had a long, hard day. There's another one. A trainer who was over at the softball field earlier. And here at basketball today, or tonight. And the softball started at noon. So you're talking about getting here, 11:30-ish. So you've had an overtime kind of day. Into your now 9th hour of work. Harding shooting. Harding 16 points a game. Better than 70% from the line. We'll draw the Parsons to within 3. Trey Durant in, gives to Whitehurst. Whitehurst with a miss on the 3. Deloach has it for the Parsons. And Deloach cuts the lead to 1. Durant with a give to Whitehurst. Como setting the screen. Como from the top. 3 goes in and out. Washington had it, put it on the floor. When he did, O'Neal took it. Deloach trying to give the lead to the Parsons. Zips the pass to O'Neal, and that looked like it almost slipped away from Price. But slipped in the right direction towards the hoop. Durant hands it to Whitehurst. Back it goes to Pippins. Washington squaring up. Nothing there. Durant. Eventually over to Whitehurst. And Whitehurst hitting the bucket but got fouled by Harding. And he didn't like it at the time but may like it after the Whitehurst make. So the Whitehurst bucket is negated by the foul. Harding coming out of the game. Raleigh back in. Washington out. McIntyre in. Durant out. And Living in. Pippins with a miss, rebounded by Price. Deloach back into the corner to Raleigh. And Raleigh committing the foul. It will be of the offensive variety. And we got a timeout on the floor. It is called for by Jeremiah Patterson, and it may be for the purpose of talking with the umpires. I mean, that's right where he headed, and that's the look he had on his face. And that's what he's doing now. Back to the basketball after the timeout. Como switching the lead back over to the home team. Why do I have a feeling that will not be the last lead change? Somehow I got a feeling we're going to see a bunch of them before this game is over. Butler tipped away by McIntyre. Whitehurst off the glass. And Butler and Gimpy coming off the floor. Boy, that would be a painful loss to the Parsons as he is writhing in pain. Top scorer in the ACCC with 21 and out of the game at the moment with Deloach checking in. Stolen, tipped away, and it'll be Snead State basketball. Parsons to put it in play. At least that's what we think. Now let's see if somebody had a different or better view. Or even if this discussion is related to possession. I think they were trying to determine how much time Raleigh would have to bring it across midcourt. Turley with a miss. It will go out of bounds off right. I make that off Price. Price coming out of the game and Wright going in. It would be hard to have it go out off Wright if he's on the sideline. So it was Price that it went off of. Put back by Como. Flip to Wright, right and easy two. Living trying to slide underneath Wright's wingspan. Shot no good. Out it goes to Deloach. And Deloach for three. McIntyre loses it out of bounds. But there was a foul, and that's the reason he lost it. Deloach committing the personal. And that has got us to the last media timeout of the half. 31 apiece. Inside 4 to go.
We are the Pack. We are Coyotes. We are Coastal Alabama. This is where you'll thrive.
.31 each, half number one. At the line is a 77% free throw shooter, playing in his 11th game of the year. Kai McIntyre. Coyotes with Chat Valley on Thursday here. Chat Valley on the 24th there. And then that's it for the season, the regular season. And only 6 teams will move on. And where these two teams are concerned, the wheels couldn't get loose enough to fall off and keep them out of the top 6. There is no way at this point with both Sporting 11 and 2 marks that they are out. They are in. Question is where? Right, rejected by Como. And a shot clock violation. And now a technical foul. I heard Jeremiah Patterson say something, and I'm not sure what it was, but it caught the attention of the official. Well, Jeremiah Patterson may not know what got the official's ire, but the official does. And the 2 techs are both good from Whitehurst. And if you were Jeremiah Patterson, of course he knows what he's doing. He knows when to throttle it up or throttle it down. But now you're in a position where you definitely want to keep your temperament in check, because if you get a second technical, you get ejected, you sit the next game out. And that's something Patterson does not want to do. Como muscles it in, draws the foul, has a chance for 3. Como trying to cap off a 3. Just a little bit too strong, and Washington with a rebound. Inside 3 to go in the half. Pippins to McIntyre. Como. And he walked with it. Well, the injury to Butler apparently not serious. He is back onto the floor. Durley in play to Raleigh. Raleigh with a spin move. Retrieved in the corner by Durley. That's a spin by Raleigh. Durley with it back. Into the paint. And a pass too many. Into the corner to Whitehurst for three. Short. Wrapped up by O'Neal. And into Raleigh. That is Butler with it. Taken away by Whitehurst. Gives to McIntyre. Washington back to McIntyre. Less than 90 seconds to play in the half. Wide open Como. It has been a big first half for Como, who came in late. Did not play the first 10 to 12 minutes. But he has earned some second half playing time with his first half play. Blocking foul called on McIntyre. Turley will shoot. Turley, a very good free throw shooter, 88.6%. And of course, all you got to do to screw up their efficiency is talk about how efficient they've been. There are not many 0 for 2 Turley trips to the line, but you had one there. William Page checking into the game for the Coyotes. Well, now you got technicals that I think this is going to be a double tack. I think it is going to be on Como and Durley. Let's let the officials sort through this. I believe he had a foul to begin with. And now, yeah, you got the double tack. And I think it is going to be Durley and Como with the tacks. Now the question becomes who shoots. I'm assuming it is Como. And I guess my assumption would also be that the personal foul was on Durley. So offsetting tacks. And I think the question now, is it a 1-and-1 or was he in the act of shooting when fouled? Well, you got 10 fouls though. But of course, did the personal foul come before the technical? The technical sent it to the double bonus. So let's see what the official is saying. I think it's going to be a 1-and-1. He was not in the act of shooting when fouled. And 10 is the bonus, and we're at 10, but that 10 was on the technical. So Como is going to be shooting a 1-and-1. Needs to make the first to get the second. But again, a good free throw shooter at 83%. Boy, you could have heard a pin drop. Just a brief moment when Como stopped dribbling. Tipped away by Page. And I think it was a foul on this end of the floor on the steal. And Raleigh to the line. This is a good free throw shooting team, but they have struggled at the line tonight, at least in the first half. Lane violation by Price. Second shot missed, wouldn't have counted anyway. And the clock put at 39.7, a readjustment of the clock. Double-digit lead for the Coyotes. We'll try to run out the bulk of the 30-second clock. Obviously can't run it all out. Unless, of course, they get a rebound off a miss. Then they can. That is Whitehurst for three, off the rim. Como. He will get fouled, and again, Turley does it. And that has got to be at least three on Turley. Como, who has had a huge first half. At the line, shot clock off. Thurley going to come out of the game. Kendarius Irvin will check in. Roughly 9 seconds away from Daniel Head, the AD at Coastal Alabama. In a conversation with him. Couple of misses from Como. Irvin with the rebound. That'll go out of bounds off McIntyre. Coyotes will go into the locker room at halftime with the lead. The question is, by how much? Alterius Beasley in, Como coming out. Well, to me, that's an indication Como is going to get quite a bit of playing time in half number 2. They didn't want him to pick up a cheap foul. So bring him out of the game. In play to Raleigh. He gets the bucket and he draws the foul. So they're going to have to put some time back on the clock, I believe, as Raleigh goes to the stripe. They put 0.4 of a second. And you got a frustrated Chuck Taylor. And now they put 1 second back on. And those frustrations could grow if Raleigh misses and they get a putback or a Raleigh make, and you got the Raleigh make. So let's see what, if anything, the Coyotes can do with the second. Not quite. And it is halftime. And at the half, The lead is 7, 41-34. Huge conference battle. And it's lived up to the billing. And the Coyotes lead it at the half. Athletic Director Daniel Head, our halftime guest. Time for another conversation with the AD at all the Coastals, Daniel Head. Coach, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing great, Robert. Happy New Year to you. Thanks for having me on again. And, we're excited about the 2025 version of the Coastal Alabama Coyotes.
Amen. A happy New Year to you as well. And by the way, I noticed, I'm sorry, I just can't not refer to you as coach every now and then. So, you're a longtime coach, now AD, but occasionally it slips on me.
Well, I have worked my way back. I'm now the third assistant for my son's T-ball team. Mainly, my job is to make sure I've got everybody in line in the dugout to come up to bat, and I keep the scorebook some. So, I still got it in me. The 5-6-year-old. That's about what probably the level I needed to be coaching at. For years, I tricked some college kids for a while, but I've got down to the level that I'm probably more destined for now.
Well, I'm not sure if I agree with that, but congratulations on your new job, coaching wise.
Thank you.
By the way, all right, let's talk about basketball first, because we're really coming into the most significant part of the season now. And though this might be played, later in the month, we are recording it the 1st of January. So let's talk about conference play where the Coyotes are concerned. Coastal South, Coastal North. Really, it looks like, all of them are looking good coming out of non-conference to conference play.
Well, we really feel good about our basketball programs and our coaches that we have running those programs. They've done a great job this year and all season getting their teams ready to go. We have our Division I program in Bay Minette. The Division I conference season starts actually Thursday night. They begin conference play Thursday night, and we host Shelton State and women's and men's here in Bay Minette. So it'll be a good test coming out of the gate with Shelton State, who's been a perennial powerhouse in women and men's over the last decade or two, and so. But we're excited about the opportunity to go out and compete and start the conference season. And Coach Robertson and Coach Yelding have both played a really tough non-conference schedule to prepare their teams for the conference grind. And I feel strong about our programs and where they are. We got both teams are kind of in a rebuild and young, but they're junior college young doesn't mean anything because you got to get ready to play, and so they're ready, and we hope that that transfers onto the court and as we get going in conference.
I should have looked prior to coming on the air or doing this conversation with you, but I know since the renovation of Jack Robertson Arena, the losses have been few and far between, especially for the men's team. Have they even lost on their home floor?
Yeah, they've lost. They lost a couple games this year at home. They played some. They lost a tight game against Pensacola, and I think Pearl River right before Christmas. They had, it was a really good game, tight game, and but they've had a good season. We're really, Coach Robertson right now sitting at 8-4. In the non-con, and then Coach Taylor, and they're 2-1 in conference in Division II in Monroeville. So they're sitting right there at the top of the standings. They got a big conference game Thursday night. Got Reed State, who's kind of the newer program, second year, but that we're right down the highway from each other, so it's kind of a little friendly rivalry, and great chance to start the 2025 conference season with those guys Thursday night. And then Coach Armstrong also, they're undefeated, tied for first in conference. She's there. A lot of that team's back from last year's run, and she's brought some new kids in that have added value to the program. And we're excited about their season again, as they come off the defending ACC and South District champions.
As a matter of fact, I mentioned to Mandy, and last year's squad, obviously very good. They win the district and advance on towards the district championship. But I think this year's squad may be a better team than last year's for her.
I think they're more versatile. I think they're still trying to find their chemistry a little bit. They played really well there before Christmas. That was a great game. We've had, funny, we have the coastal teams. We have coastal North and South, and we have a friendly rivalry. All of our coaches, they're peers. They have great relationships, but it is kind of cool when we get to play each other. And so they've both played a home and home in the non-conference, and both the women's games went in overtime, and both the home team won both overtime games. So that's been a really cool little rivalry there. And then the games between the men's games have been really, really intense and great games also. So it's been fun. That's the cool thing. Everybody's like, oh, you play each other. Well, we got good people in our organization that, we all, we understand and respect each other. And it's fun when they get a chance to compete against each other. And except for me, because, now I don't know whether to cheer for everybody or not cheer for anybody.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the thing where I'm kind of stuck on so I just kind of try to do the best I can to blend on those games.
To be neutral.
Yes.
Baseball, softball coming up at the end of the month. So we've got that time of the year where we're blending sports. And interesting concept where Coastal North is concerned, because Coach Griffin is calling it a career at the end of the year. Isn't it a little unusual to blend coaches, which I like it? I mean, to me, it kind of smooths that transition. But isn't that kind of an unusual concept?
It is. But that was something that, Dr. Milner, our president, really thought that would be the best path for us to move forward, to keep continuity with our organization. Bruton baseball has gone, those kids and that program they've been dealt a lot of adversity over the last few years, there we had the consolidation and, the changeover. And then we had Coach Blevins and his passing, and it was just awful. And those kids went through that. And then we had an interim coach. Then we had another coach for one semester. And then Coach Griffin, came back to really an opportunity to give back to the program that he helped build, help build. And so we didn't want to lose that momentum, especially coming off the championship season last year. And we feel like we've got another solid team in place in Bruton this year. So the worst thing that could happen is, Coach Griffin retired at the end of the year, and then we go through a 2-month coaching search, and then you got players that may not want to come back or leave, and you have no continuity. And then the recruiting cycle, how can you recruit when you don't have a head coach that's going to be there? So this was a win-win for us. Right now, Coach Matt Collins is our new going to be the head coach after the season, and he's been dynamic, hitting the ground running and recruiting hard. And he and Coach Griffin are the coaches there this year. He's the assistant. Coach Griffin's the head coach, and basically he's the associate head coach. They are working hand in hand. Coach Griffin's letting Coach Collins basically make all the decisions about the future of the program, anything he wants to do, and then they're collaborating on how to be the best program they can be this year.
Going over to baseball in Coastal South, you've got Coach in his second year now there at Coastal South, and was right in the thick of things, about a couple of weeks out at the end of the season last year. So he's kind of already built up this expectation, this level of expectation for Coastal South.
Yeah, J.D. Pruitt has done a great job. Last year, he took over a program there about a month before school started. That was kind of, we had a lot of our coach the year before knew before the end of the year that he wasn't going to be back. And that's kind of what we learned from, I'll be honest with you. We went through that situation. By the time we had someone hired, there was a 3 or 4 month gap. And it really, Coach Pruitt came in last year, and it was, we were trying to put a team together really fast. And they had a good year. They overachieved, in my opinion. They were in the top 2 of the conference for probably 3/4 of the conference season. Ended up finishing, I don't know, third, fourth, fifth, somewhere in there, and made the tournament, and then lost 2 one-run games to the 2 teams that were in the finals, and beat the number 2 seed on the first day, Snead State, that had been a perennial powerhouse. So I think he got some people's attention last year. So I'm sure they'll be coming after him. He won't be underestimated this year. So they'll probably get everybody's best bullet, and they need to be prepared. But I'm betting on them, and they've got a good looking group. They're young, 33 freshmen, but as I said, young doesn't mean anything in junior college. You got to get ready to play. Those guys you're going to have to count on those guys to win, and that's not going to be an excuse. And he knows that, and I know they're not going to make one. They're going to go out and get ready to play, and we're excited about that program.
Going over to softball, Coastal South. Let's start there. Coach Mallory Radwich, to me, has got one of the premier JUCO facilities, and she's put together one of the premier JUCO softball programs.
We will have one of the premier JUCO facilities in about a year. When we get our indoor facility built here in Bay Minette with their stadium and all that's nice. But what we're about to do with the indoor baseball, softball, and locker rooms and all that, that's going to be something that if you're a student athlete and are interested in coming to play baseball and softball, you want to check this out. This is an opportunity you don't want to miss. This is, just from a player development standpoint, the things we'll have in there, and then the nice facilities to be able to work out of and maximize the resources to be successful. But Coach Radwich doesn't need any help. I mean, she's awesome. I mean, they've won. Last year they finished second place in the conference 3 years in a row. Before that, they were conference champions. They were runner up in the tournament the year before that. She's got I really liked her team this fall. Good group of kids. They play well together. So I'm excited about their 2025 season coming up, and I know they are as well.
And speaking of renovations, in my conversation with Dr. Milner, suggested there have been some improvements too at Coastal North in the softball facility there.
Absolutely. Every facility has had some version of an upgrade, and there are some that are still in the works. But we've gone in and done some things there with the softball facility, the dugouts, replaced all the boards and painted and lighting, and same thing to the cages. And, we've got our fields are in great shape. We just took on a new company that's managing our turf management. And they're doing a great job. Max Siebert out of Pensacola has done a great job. Our fields look like major league fields right now, and he's the reason for that. And he's actually an alumni, former coach at Bruton, and so it's kind of cool that we have a guy like that who's also a high level scout with the San Diego Padres at the major league level. So it's kind of cool that those things happen there. But we're the Bruton softball. I mean, the Monroeville softball. They came off a disappointing year last year after a run of, 7, 8, 9, 10 years in a row of being in the tournament. That's going to happen over the course of time. Sometimes it's just not going to work. But they had a really nice fall. They got better every week as the fall went on. And Coach Childress is, does a great job. She's been in coaching, 25 years or more, and she knows how to win and knows what it takes to be successful. So we're proud of what we have there and are excited about their season coming up also.
We've got 90 seconds, actually about 60 seconds. So talk about the other sports that start this spring.
All right, we've got Monroeville tennis, men's and women's tennis, and they're in their second year. I think we're excited about the improvements from year 1 to year 2. They had a nice fall, and they're definitely better. We've already had our first sophomore sign a scholarship, and that's Craig Blevins, who's Darryl Blevins' son, who's actually a member of our Monroeville tennis team. It's cool. He's signed a scholarship to go on and continue his career and play college tennis at Blue Mountain College, and we're excited about that. And Coach Cowrie Allen, they've been in the national tournament the last 2 years and have fared well, and we're excited about I think they're better this year. So we're hopefully can have a chance to get over that hump for a state championship. And then we have men's and women's golf in Bruton. We're hosting our first golf tournament this spring in Bruton, and that's going to be a really cool thing for that community and that program. And then Lee Huggins down in Bay Minette, the golf program is back, and they're getting ready to go. And we're excited about this spring. So it's upon us. We have all of our sports rocking and rolling right now, and it's a busy next few months, but we embrace it and are excited about all the things we have going here at Coastal.
Coach, you and I will talk again soon. Great to have you as our halftime guest.
Thank you so much, Robert. I appreciate all you do for Coastal Alabama, and go Yotes.
Welcome back. We get second half action underway. Huge ball game, big ramifications. Sole possession of first place up for grabs as Butler will miss. Rebounded by Reed, and Butler commits the foul. Trying to push a shot aside Reed to be able to get to the rebound and committed the personal. McIntyre, Pippins, Reed, Purifoy, and Washington on the floor to begin half number 2 for the Coyotes. Deloach, Harding, Durley, Butler, and Price all beginning the second half for the Parsons. Deloach has got it. Butler for 3, and he'll drop it in. So the last 6 have been scored by the Parsons. Riley's 3 to end the first half, and Butler's 3 to begin half number 2. Reed into the corner to Pippins. Back it goes to Reed. Shoots the 3. Off the rim. Purifoy doing a balancing act, trying to stay in, and then banged it off Deloach. So the Coyotes will keep it on this end of the floor. In play to Washington. Washington for 2. Butler sending it back over to Harding. Harding with a drive, reaching in was Pippen, took it away. Harding takes it right back. Battle underneath, and let's see what the official has to say. I think we are readjusting the shot clock down to 18. Parsons will have it put in play to Deloach. And Purifoy with a little bump. It turns into a Purifoy foul. Coyotes are 9-4 at home. On Mondays, they are 4-3. Parsons are 7-5 away from Boaz. Give it to Butler. Butler for 3, off the rim. Into the hands of Deloach. Butler thought about another 3 try. Instead, gives it over to Harding. Drive, contact, loose ball, Reed with it. Hands it to Pippin. Purifoy. Just about 2.5 minutes into the second half. Deloach into the paint, and Reed will commit the foul. So Deloach to the line. Deloach, a 73% free throw shooter, 10 points a game. The gentleman who began his 16th game of the year as a starter out of the 25 he has played in. Here comes Raleigh into the game, Durley to the sidelines. Meanwhile, Como coming into the game for the Coyotes. Had an impressive first half. Earned him early second half playing time. Pippins out of bounds off Harding. Launched out to Purifoy. McIntyre. Back over to Purifoy. Purifoy into the paint. Off the rim. Price with a rebound. Harding lost it, able to get it back. Deloach with it. Hands it to Harding. And then Raleigh will trip and fall, and apparently Purifoy is the reason he did. Here comes Whitehurst into the game. Purifoy will leave for the Coyotes. Whitehurst, a first half starter, getting his first second half action at the 16:30 mark. Butler off on the three. Pippins with it. And Butler will pick up, well, or was it Price? Looked like he might have indicated Price committed the personal. Body language of Butler suggested he was the guilty party, but I think the official said no, that was a Price foul. In play to Como, William Page into the game. Stolen away by Harding. That is Raleigh with a miss on the three. Washington wraps it up. Page out of the corner, works it to the top of the key. Couple of really deep benches, especially the Coyotes. McIntyre for three. I mean, you've got so much talent on the bench to go to if you're the Coyotes. And for the second time in the game, they push the lead out to 10. I believe it's going to be on Whitehurst. It is. So Whitehurst with the personal. As we head to the media timeout with 15:15 to go.
Just about all White Jones County. Diving catch it, shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it.
Obviously, he's got a favorite college team. And used to, you knew beyond any shadow of a doubt it was football. But these days, heck, it could be a basketball fan. I wonder if he is a Philadelphia Eagles fan. Kind of seems like more of the Alabama fans like the Eagles based on the number of Alabama players, including the Super Bowl MVP. Congratulations to Jalen Hurts. So still no team is three-peated. No three-peat Super Bowl champions in, 59 years? Wasn't this the 59th? And we know we won't have one in the 60th. Whitehurst and a whistle prior to the shot. That is going to be called on William Page. Put in play to Harding. Still an awful lot of time to go in this game. A couple of teams that on average combined score nearly 160 points a contest. Right now they've combined for 88. That is Butler for three, and he'll hit it. Page at midcourt, Harding defending. Screen set by Como. Whitehurst leans in, and that'll be a Harding foul. Whitehurst will shoot. Whitehurst tonight got his 18th start of the year. The only Coyote with more starts is Purifoy. Purifoy began his 20th as a starter. Washington the loose ball. Como couldn't get the putback. Washington gives it another try. And Butler is down again. Butler went down in the first half with a leg issue, and now he is down again. So Butler will come out of the game, and it looks like O'Neal has been sent into the lineup. Seven-point Coyote lead. Both of these teams have hit the 100 mark this year. I don't think this is going to be a game in which they do. Whitehurst steals it away. And O'Neal will commit the foul. I mean, it's possible, granted, that North scores 50 points in 13:27, or that Snead State scores 57 in 13.27. I'm just saying it's not likely. Now, if we have some extra, those extra 5-minute stanzas, known as overtime, which is always a possibility when these two teams meet, then maybe somebody does hit triple digits. Rebounded by Washington. McIntyre backing it back out. Washington to Como shoots the three. Wright got a piece of it. Eight-point game. As we get inside 13, O'Neal, three in and out. Wright, one make. After one miss, Como with a foul and Wright to the line. Reed into the game and Como coming out. Wright, the number 5 rebounder, the number 1 floor shooter, 66% of his field goals. Only a 45% free throw shooter, though. Rebounded by Fitch, who is checked in. Jonathan Fitch seeing his first second half playing time. Whitehurst with a drive, comes up a little bit short, got it back. And then the foul committed by Raleigh. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already done so. You know, we're trying to get to 6,000 by the end of the month. Today is the 17th, I think. So we need 150 more in 11 days. So if you're watching and haven't subscribed, man, would we love it if you did. You would be our Valentine. I mean, that's the best I can do for you. Don't have a really big budget for cars, houses, vacations, etc. Tipped out of bounds. Whitehurst tipping it away from Harding. And that will get us to the media timeout. We've got 2 more to go before we wrap it up as far as media timeouts are concerned. This one comes at the 11:53 mark.
There once was a young coyote.
You're fired.
He found himself ill-suited for the jobs of the world. He struggled to compete in the corporate environment.
Yeah, this isn't working out.
And failed at the simplest of tasks.
I think I'm gonna have to let you go.
No matter how hard he tried, his coyote hands were just not meant for regular jobs.
That guy is fired.
Until one day, when he was hired for the perfect job. To become a mascot. And then he found the place where he could thrive. Find the place where you thrive at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Coming out of the timeout, Harding with a turnover to Washington. It is McIntyre with it. Fed into the corner, back to McIntyre. And Washington misfiring from the charity stripe. O'Neal taking into the Parson, into the floor from the corner. Deloche with a miss, wrapped up by McIntyre. And another opportunity for the Coyotes to grab their 3rd double-digit lead of the game. That's Reed with it. Whitehurst to McIntyre. McIntyre floats it over right, and Washington with the putback. So that lead is 10 again. Harding with Whitehurst defending. Foul call on Whitehurst. William Page coming into the game, and Whitehurst will come out. Harding a 74% free throw shooter. 24th start of the year tonight. Averages almost 17 a game. One of two double-digit scores, he and Butler. Washington out living in for the Coyotes. Winner of this one gets a little firmer grasp on the top spot, and that's a bye. Now, 2 will get a bye as well, but if you lose this one, then that grasp on the 2 spot is not as firm. You're talking about a 3-loss team with still MMI trying to creep up in the rearview mirror. Enterprise State and Reed State don't really think they can pick up one of the top 2 spots. MMI could, though, as it's laid in by Deloach. Page weaving through traffic. O'Neal off on the 3, Living wraps it up. Gives it to Page. Leaning in for the bucket, and the possibility of 3 is Fitch. Dribbled out of bounds by Harding. Raleigh's going to come into the game, and Harding is going to go out. MMI is playing LBW. I think that is tonight. And then Marion Military with 2 games against Reed. That's the team that's got a chance as Reed hits the 3. Not a good chance, but still has a prayer at grabbing one of the top 2 spots. Butler will get fouled. McIntyre back into the game, and out goes Whitehurst. So it is McIntyre, Page, Reed, Fitch, and Living in for the Coyotes, and the current 5 for the Parsons, Raleigh, O'Neal, Price, Deloach, and Butler. And again, a win tonight does not wrap it up for the Coyotes. It does not give them a bye, but it sure makes the path heck of a lot easier. And they would still control their own destiny. Laid in by Raleigh. But by the way, don't count the Parsons out yet. 8 minutes to go in the game. 12-point deficit. That's only 4 possessions. Complexion of a game can change a ton in 7:50. Handed to Raleigh. And then a foul on McIntyre. And there was a timeout on the floor. 7:38 to go. Coyotes in front by 14.
We are the Pack. We are Coyotes. We are Coastal Alabama. This is where you'll thrive.
Ray Raleigh, a 69% free throw shooter. It's the front end of the 1-and-1. Though maybe Bevel State is mathematically still in the race for all practical purposes. Your top 6. Snead State, Coastal Alabama North, MMI, Enterprise State, Reed State, and Chad Valley. If the Coyotes win tonight, leading it by 12 currently, then they've got a 1-game lead over Snead State, leaving the putback fouled by Price. Snead State would be, if they lost, 11-3. Now, of course, those scenarios reversed. If Snead State comes back and wins, then you've got Snead State at 12-2 with a 1-game lead, and Coastal Alabama North a game back at 11-3. Then you've got MMI with games against LBW and 2 against Reed State. LBW has proven they can knock off some formidable foes. They have beaten this Snead State squad. Reed State, they're tough too. Not guarantees, but MMI, based on most of their regular season conference play, should win the games. Couple of misses by the Coyotes. Deloach, too strong, rebounded by McIntyre. That'll be tipped out of bounds by Raleigh. Enterprise State has 2 games against Bevel. Kind of expect to win them both, might not. Bevel's knocked off North. They can beat a formidable foe. Reed State's got Wallace Selma, 2 against MMI. Then you got Chad Valley playing Bevel State. 2 against North and Wallace Selma. And they are the ones that give hope to Bevel. If Bevel wins out and Chat Valley loses everything the rest of the way, then maybe they swap spots and Bevel gets in as the 6. Living at the line. First one good for Living. Butler zipping into Deloach. Riley in the corner. Top side to O'Neal. That'll be tipped away by Fitch. Nearly took it the other way, but Butler able to get it back. Shoots a long 3. It's short, but put in by Wright. And the Parsons will ask for time with 6:06 to go.
You've started this journey by yourself, but you won't have to go it alone. Because now you're a part of something, a community that wants you to succeed, thrive. Here, you'll discover found family, fellow travelers, coyotes. That's the pack. That's Coastal Alabama.
I'm not sure if he's checking, scores or something on his phone, or if he's like me. I love you. You're my one and only. I mean, gotta be, right? I mean, those phones are so important. I mean, I go out with my wife these days, and, we sit across the table at a restaurant, and I'm texting her messages back and forth. Great to have you on the other end of this broadcast if you are on an iPhone or an iPad or a PC or the big screen. Buckle up for what probably will be a pretty entertaining final 6 minutes of the game. McIntyre from the top of the key off the rim, rebounded by Butler. O'Neal to Butler, Butler for 3, and he's got it. Well, you got 2 different philosophies right now. You got a Coastal North that wants to slow the pace down. And you've got a Snead State that wants to pick the pace up. Pitch into the corner to McIntyre with 7 on the shot clock. Como from the elbow. Just a little bit strong. Washington put back, not there. Rebounded by Deloach. Right one in the jam, didn't get it. Wow, that's swung away by Como. Get that thing out of here. What a job by Como. Deloach off on the 3. Como slings it down the floor. Washington jams it in. Laid in on the other end by Deloach. And Como with the foul. Deloach, a 73% free throw shooter, 9 points a game. And the freshman turns it into a 10-point game. It is still very manageable for the Parsons. Chuck Taylor, head coach of the Coyotes, shouting from the sidelines. I know he's not wanting his Coyotes to take that foot off the accelerator as you got to drive by Purifoy baseline. Raleigh, another swat. And a foul by Whitehurst. Well, ready or not, here's our last media timeout with 3:52 to go. Coyotes still with a lead.
We are the Pack. We are Coyotes. We are Coastal Alabama. This is where you'll thrive.
Deloach trying to make it a 10-point game. And he will indeed, making both. Purifoy in play to Page. Page loses it, picks up, goes to McIntyre. McIntyre whipping it over, trying to get it to Como. Deloach with the steal. Butler left open for the three, off the rim, and it'll go out of bounds. So an opportunity for the Coyotes to get that clock inside 3. Riley defending. Stolen away by Butler. Rebounded by Washington. And if you're the Parsons hoping to get back into the game, you've got to make on those opportunities, and they did not. And the Coyotes, not comfortable yet, but feeling a little better with 2:48 to go. cheerleading squad here tonight. Trying to generate some additional electricity on an already electric night. Men Coyotes trying to split the doubleheader. Ladies losing the opening game by 7. Men trying to win this one. And they'll take the win any way they can get it, but they wouldn't mind double digits or better. And as you can imagine, Parsons have other plans. That is a foul on Como. And I think that's 5 on Como. He'll come out of the game. And a little perspiration on the floor. I think that's what I saw from the scorekeeper was 5 fouls. Some scoreboards have got the number of fouls committed. And actually that information looks like it could be posted on the board. They've got the spaces on the scoreboard for that info, but that info not provided. It is a 4-possession game with 2:38 to go. Butler for 3 off the rim, rebounded by Living. Goes to McIntyre. And now the Coyotes trying to get that game clock to darn near 2 minutes. Rejected in the corner. Coyotes will still have it. McIntyre to put it in play. Stolen away by Butler. Over to Raleigh. And it is laid in to get it inside 10. Purefoy out of the corner, gives it over to Fitch. Fitch for 3. That's a big 3. I don't know if it was a dagger 3, but it was big. Stolen away by Fitch. And a foul committed by O'Neal. And Fitch will shoot the 1-and-1. Well, that might not have been a Fitch dagger 3, but make both, and this could be a Fitch dagger free, as in throws. Make them both, you expand it to a 13-point lead. Push it into the 5-possession category. Off the mark, and Deloach with it. Still alive for the Parsons with 78 seconds remaining. Into the corner to O'Neal, and he'll hit the 3. And it'll be the Parsons taking time to talk. As again, we are inside 10. 1 minute remaining. McIntyre giving to Washington. It is a 3-possession game. From the elbow, Purifoy with a miss. Wrapped up by Wright. Given to DeLoach. Butler for 3. Off the rim. Wrapped up by Purifoy. And it looks like the win streak for the Parsons is about to end, and it will continue for the Coyotes. Coyotes riding a 5-game win streak coming in. Parsons riding a 6. But with 20 seconds remaining, McIntyre at the stripe. 1 win streak is about to end, and another continue. Coyotes after tonight will take sole possession of first. Snead State sole possession of second. Again, both teams still in line, in control of their own destiny to get a first-round bye. One and two get byes. 3 through 6 play in the quarterfinals. Off the rim, Liming tracks it down. Gives to Fitch. He'll bring it across midcourt. And that's going to be your ball game. 77-68. Big win for the Coyotes. Not only in taking sole possession of first place, but now with 2 wins over the Parsons, should they wind up in a tie for first with the Parsons, they would have the tiebreaker. So much progress tonight for the Coyotes in trying to take over that top spot and head to Montevallo as the 1 seed. 77-68, your final score. Thanks so much for watching our coverage tonight. All of our Coastal North athletics, baseball, softball, basketball here on a Monday. See you tomorrow. Softball here at North as Baton Rouge comes to town. That was a game that was just swapped. So there will be softball tomorrow here. And then, of course, Coastal South baseball tomorrow night. Gulf Coast State taking on Coastal South in hardball. Don't forget, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. You want to watch this game later and all the games on our website, you can subscribe to the premium channel for just $25. That gives you an entire year's access and unlimited downloads. See you tomorrow here on campus over at the softball field across the parking lot. For all the folks with all the Coastals and for JockJive, I'm Robert Williamson. So long, everybody.